Go.
Have we started the disk drive performance or not? Okay. And have we covered a seek time? Have we discussed seek time or not? Okay. Let's start with that. So as I told you, this chapter is having two parts. One was the components of the disk drive, which we have already covered, and in the last class we were discussing how to calculate the number of blocks. And we have learned that how we can translate a CHS address into LBA, into logical block addressing. So the formula was C into H into S. You have to multiply all the three things and it will give you number of blocks. And then how you get to know that how many blocks will be there on a particular surface. You will be simply dividing it with the number of surfaces. So we have seen that we have got the example which we have discussed. There we have got 32. It means that one surface of the platter was having 32 blocks in total, starting from address 0 to 31, and the bottom surface of that same platter was having addresses from 30 to 63. Next one was having from 64 to so on. So this is how we translate CHS into LBA, and because the disk it can only understand the address in terms of CHS, so the controller again translates that LBA into CHS for better understanding of the disk. So next we are going to talk about the disk drive performance. Now all of you know that how different parts of a disk work, how they work. Now we are going to discuss that how working of those parts actually affect the performance of the disk. And we have two factors. Basically, we have two factors which mainly affect the performance of disk drives, including disk service time and disk input-output controller utilization. We are going to talk about these now. Disk service time is further composed of three things: seek time, rotational latency, and data transfer rate. So first we'll be covering disk service time. We'll be understanding what is disk service time and how it is how it is actually composed of these three things. And we are having numerical also. One or two numericals are there from this part, which we'll be discussing today. So the very first thing is disk service time. Disk service time is the time taken by a disk to complete an input-output request. We can explain disk service time as the time taken to complete any request. And it depends upon three things, which are seek time, rotational latency, and data transfer rate.
Data transfer.
Suppose you have requested for performing any read operation or any write operation, and it will take some time. It will take some time to give the response or to complete that request, and that actually depends upon these three factors. So now we will be discussing each of these one by one. And before we start with this, let me tell you one formula. We denote disk service time with TS, capital T, small s, and the formula for disk service time is seek time. I'm typing the formula in the chat box. Please note it down because I guess it is not mentioned in the PPT. The formula is not mentioned. So we denote disk service time with TS, and it is equals to seek time plus rotational latency plus data transfer rate. So we need to sum up all these three things for calculating the total disk service time. Now let us discuss what is seek time. As you already know that how actually disk works, I have told you that platters are rotating. There will be a motor connected to a spindle which makes the platters rotate. So disk is rotating. At the same time, actuator arm जो है to which read write heads are connected, it is moving back and forth. It is moving outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, for moving the head across the tracks. I'm repeating again. When we request for any operation or whenever any read or write operation has to be performed, how the disk is working, the platter is rotating. The platter is rotating, and at the same time, the actuator arm is moving the read-write head back and forth. It is moving it outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, so that it can move across all the tracks. So seek time जो है, it is basically the time taken to position the head over the desired track. As we have discussed that there can be thousands. So it always takes some time for placing the head over the correct track. Because when we have to perform any operation, we need to identify the location first. जहाँ पे data write करना और from where we have to read the data. And for identifying that location, the head needs to move. The head needs to move from outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards. So that, okay, let's go ahead. We have the concept of short stroking over here. Let us discuss what is short stroking. Then after this, we'll discuss the next factor. We have discussed the seek time. Next, we'll be discussing rotational latency. Let us discuss what is seek time.
Seek time is the time taken.
As you already know that how actually disk works, I have told you that platters are rotating. There will be a motor connected to a spindle which makes the platters rotate. So disk is rotating. At the same time, actuator arm जो है to which read write heads are connected, it is moving back and forth. It is moving outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, for moving the head across the tracks. I'm repeating again. When we request for any operation or whenever any read or write operation has to be performed, how the disk is working, the platter is rotating. The platter is rotating, and at the same time, the actuator arm is moving the read-write head back and forth. It is moving it outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, so that it can move across all the tracks. So seek time जो है, it is basically the time taken to position the head over the desired track. As we have discussed that there can be thousands. So it always takes some time for placing the head over the correct track. Because when we have to perform any operation, we need to identify the location first. जहाँ पे data write करना और from where we have to read the data. And for identifying that location, the head needs to move. The head needs to move from outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, so that it can find out the particular track where the data is located.
Where the data is located.
So seek time is the time taken to position and settle the arm and the head over the correct track. And therefore, lower would be the seek time, faster will be the input-output operation. जितना seek time कम होगा, less time it will take to find out the track where the operation has to be performed. The faster will be your operation. और जितना ज़्यादा time लगेगा, if it will be taking more time, your operation will be slower. Is it clear to everyone what is seek time? What is seek time and how it affects the performance of the disk? So seek time it's inversely proportional to the performance. If seek time will be more, performance would be less. If seek time would be less, performance would be more.
16 inversely.
Now, disk vendors publish following seek time specifications. For the seek time, we have three specifications. One is a full stroke, one is average, and third is track to track. Let us discuss what are these three. As I've told you, seek time is the time taken to move the head from outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards, and for finding a particular track. All these three specifications are related to the head movement only. Full stroke is the time taken by the head to move across the entire width of the disc. Entire width means moving from outermost track to innermost track and moving back from innermost to outermost. The full stroke is the time taken by read-write head for moving from outermost track to innermost track and from innermost to outermost. We're just moving across the entire width of the disc. Next is average. Average is the time taken by the head to move from any random track to any other random track. Time taken by the head for moving from one head, any track from any random track to any other random track is the average stroke. Track to track is the time taken by head to move between any two adjacent tracks. Now tell me, in which of these, out of these three, in which of these seek time will be least? Full stroke, average, or track to track? In track to track it will be least and it will be maximum in full stroke. Let us suppose we have 100 tracks, okay, this is just for an example. Suppose we have 100 tracks. When we are talking about full stroke, it means the head needs to move from track number 0 to track number 99. In second case, we are talking about any random tracks. Let us suppose the head needs to move from track number 30 to track number 52. Or maybe from track number 20 to track number 30. Any random tracks. Track to track is when the head needs to move between adjacent tracks. So it will be always 20, 21, 34, 35, 72, 73. So in this case, in the third case, seek time would be least. Because head just needs to move to the next track, the very next track. And it will be average in case of average, because we are talking about random tracks over here. Full stroke case it will be always maximum, because we need to move from the very first track to the last one or from last to first one. Are we clear with the seek time and all these three specifications? Are we clear? Okay, let's go ahead. We have a concept of short stroking over here. Let us discuss what is short stroking. Then after this, we'll discuss the next factor. We have discussed the seek time. Next, we'll be discussing rotational latency. But in context of seek time only, we have a concept of short stroking. Short stroking is actually where we use lesser area on the surface of the platter for storing the data just for increasing the performance. So what we do is, in short stroking, we reduce the usable capacity for increasing the performance. So that the access would be faster and so that the performance would be more. This is what short stroking is, and how we'll do it. Let's discuss that. Average seek time on a modern disk is typically in the range of 3 to 15 milliseconds. This is the average seek time on a modern disk, between 3 to 15 milliseconds. And seek time has more impact on the read operation of random tracks rather than adjacent tracks. Obviously, because in adjacent tracks it will take less time. If we have to move between random tracks, then it will take more time. So that's why it has more impact on the read operation of random tracks, where we need to read data between random tracks rather than adjacent tracks. So to minimize the seek time in such cases, data can be written to only a subset of available cylinders. Instead of writing data to all the tracks on the surface of the platter, we are going to just use a subset. We're just going to use a subset of the cylinders, and this results in lower usable capacity than the actual capacity of the drive. So what we'll be doing in this case, we'll be utilizing, we will not be utilizing all the tracks. Instead, we'll just be utilizing a subset of the tracks, because in this case the number of tracks will reduce, or अगर number of tracks reduce होंगे तो seek time will also reduce, because the area which the head needs to cover will get reduced now. But the limitation over here is, or the problem or the drawback is that we are not utilizing the capacity to its 100%. Example is a 500 GB disk drive is set up to use only first 40% of the cylinders and is effectively treated as a 200 GB drive. And this process is known as short stroking. Basically what we are doing, we are reducing the usable capacity just for increasing the performance, so that we can reduce the number of cylinders, or we can reduce the number of tracks. Actually, we will not be reducing the number of tracks, but we will be using lesser number of tracks. Instead of using all the tracks on the surface, we are just going to use a subset. So if you will be using just 40% of the tracks, 100 tracks say suppose, but we are just using 40. The outermost 40 we are using. So if we are using outermost 40 tracks, the area which the head needs to cover, it will get reduced, and if it gets reduced, seek time will also decrease, and this is how performance would be increased. Is this clear to everyone? Is it clear? Now you can get a question. What is short stroking? This could be asked in this 5 marks question. What is the short stroking and how it affects the disk performance? Would you be able to explain it?
Seek time motor and disk time is typically a range of 3 to 15 milliseconds.
Alright, so I just hope that you are clear with this. Next we are going to talk about rotational latency, which is the second parameter. First parameter was seek time, we have already discussed it. Second is rotational latency, which we are going to discuss now. Before that, I need to ask one question. Explain again. Short stroking. Neeraj, do you want me to explain short stroking again? Okay, I'll explain it once again, but before that I need to ask a question, then I'll repeat it once again. And your question is? So these are your options. Come up with the answers, please. Okay, this is enough time. And the correct option for this is B. It's head disk assembly. B is the correct option. So all those who have answered at A, C or D, please make a correction. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm repeating short stroke once again. Stroking is what basically like we have discussed full stroke. Full stroke is the time taken by the head to move across outermost track to the innermost track. Means the time taken by the head to move across entire width of the disc. Average is time taken by the head to move across, to move between any random tracks. Track to track is the time taken by head to move between adjacent tracks. With respect to this, we have a concept of short stroking, and in short stroking, we reduce the usable capacity of the disc. And how we'll reduce the usable capacity? Instead of using all the area on the surface of the bladder, instead of using all the tracks on the surface of the bladder, we are just going to use a subset of tracks. Like here we have considered one example where only 40% of the tracks are being used. Suppose there are 100 tracks on your bladder, but we will just be using outermost 40 tracks for storing the data. And this will help to increase this will help us to reduce the seek time and increase the performance. Seek time कैसे reduce होगा? But because now the head just needs to move. If we talk about full stroke, so if we use all the 100 tracks, time taken by the head to move from track number 0 to track number 99 would be more as compared to time taken by head to move from track number 0 to track number 39. So instead of using all the tracks, we'll just be using outermost 40 tracks so that the seek time will get reduced. Because how the seek time will get reduced? Because the head don't need to move across the entire width of disc now. But the limitation or drawback is that we are actually this would be wastage of the disk capacity, because we are not using the entire capacity of the disk. हम सिर्फ बाहर वाले 40% tracks use कर रहे हैं, so that head just needs to move between those 40 tracks. और अगर tracks कम हो जाएंगे, the area which the head needs to cover while performing any operations or for finding out a particular location, that will reduce. So to minimize the seek time, data can be returned to only a subset of available cylinders or tracks, whatever. This results in lower usable capacity than the actual capacity. And this is the example where we are using a 500 GB disk drive was there, but we are just using 200 GB of that. We are just using outermost 40 tracks or outermost 40 cylinders for decreasing the seek time. Is it now clear, Neeraj? Is it clear now? Alright. Now we are going to talk about rotational latency. For understanding rotational latency, again you need to relate it with the working of the drive. I'm repeating it again, although I've told it many times, that whenever any operation is to be performed, the disk is rotating and at the same time read-write head is moving inwards to outwards or outwards to inwards for locating a particular track. Head का काम है सिर्फ track locate करना. Once the track is located, does it mean that we have got our location? This is what the seek time was. Seek time क्या था? Placing the head over the correct track. But when we are just placing head over the correct track, we are not getting the exact location from where we have to read the data or where we are going to write the data. Why it is so? सिर्फ हेड को पर्टिकुलर ट्रैक और डिजायर्ड ट्रैक पे लोकेट करने से हमें हमारी लोकेशन मिल जाएगी. Please think upon it. what I'm asking? My question is, in seat time we have discussed कि head जो है it moves from outermost track to innermost track and innermost to outermost for locating the particular track where the data is lying. And then once head got the particular track, our search will not finish over there because we need to locate the sector as well. हेड जो है इट इज जस्ट फाइंडिंग आउट द डिजायर्ड ट्रैक. अब ट्रैक के ऊपर भी वी कैन हैव फर्दर वी कैन हैव नंबर ऑफ सेक्टर्स. इन वन ट्रैक वी कैन हैव नंबर ऑफ सेक्टर्स. वी नीड टू लोकेट अ पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर आल्सो, राइट? माय क्वेश्चन इज इन सीट टाइम diagram, right? Now we are going to talk about rotational latency. For understanding rotational latency, again you need to relate it with the working of the drive. I'm repeating it again, although I've told it many times that whenever any operation is to be performed, the disk is rotating and at the same time read-write head is moving inwards to outwards or outwards to inwards for locating a particular track. हेड का काम है सिर्फ ट्रैक लोकेट करना. वंस द ट्रैक इज लोकेटेड, डज इट मीन दैट वी हैव गॉट आवर लोकेशन?
Yes, ma'am.
दिस इज व्हाट द सीक टाइम वाज. सीक टाइम क्या था? प्लेसिंग द हेड ओवर द करेक्ट ट्रैक. बट व्हेन वी आर जस्ट प्लेसिंग हेड ओवर द करेक्ट ट्रैक, वी आर नॉट गेटिंग द एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन फ्रॉम वेयर वी हैव टू रीड द डेटा और वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू राइट द डेटा. व्हाई इट इज सो? सिर्फ हेड को पर्टिकुलर ट्रैक और डिजायर्ड ट्रैक पे लोकेट करने से हमें हमारी लोकेशन मिल जाएगी? प्लीज थिंक अपॉन इट. शुड आई रिपीट व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग? My question is, in seat time we have discussed कि head जो है it moves from outermost track to innermost track and innermost to outermost for locating the particular track where the data is lying. And then once head got the particular track, our search will not finish over there because we need to locate the sector as well. हेड जो है इट इज जस्ट फाइंडिंग आउट द डिजायर्ड ट्रैक. अब ट्रैक के ऊपर भी वी कैन हैव फर्दर वी कैन हैव नंबर ऑफ सेक्टर्स. इन वन ट्रैक वी कैन हैव नंबर ऑफ सेक्टर्स. वी नीड टू लोकेट अ पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर आल्सो इन दैट ट्रैक. एंड फॉर लोकेटिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर वी नीड टू रोटेट द डिस्क. हेड सिर्फ बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव कर सकता है. इट कैन जस्ट मूव फ्रॉम इनवर्ड्स टू आउटवर्ड्स, आउटवर्ड्स टू इनवर्ड्स, राइट? For locating a particular sector under that head, we need to rotate the disk. So head can just find out a particular track. अब उस track के अंदर in what particular sector our data is there, for locating that particular sector we need to rotate the disk. And both of these things happen simultaneously. At the same time, head is moving back and forth, and at the same time, disk is also rotating. Disk is rotating to bring the desired sector under the read-write head, and read-write head is moving to identify which one is the correct track. Have you people got my point? Videos. I'll try to find out one. Otherwise, because you people are not present over here, otherwise I have shown you by just maybe using some objects. चलो I'll try to find out a video for this and I'll try to show in the next class. अभी के लिए you can just relate कि disk जो है disk is rotating, at the same time read-write head is moving outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards. और head जो है सिर्फ it locates track. Sector को locate करने के लिए the disk needs to rotate. And both of these things are happening at the same time. Now let us discuss what is rotational latency. To access data, the actuator arm moves the read-write head over the platter to a particular track. while the platter spins to position the requested sector under the read-write head. Seek time क्या था? The time taken to position head over the desired track. Rotational latency क्या है? It is the time taken by the platter to rotate and position the data under the read-write head. Just a minute. Okay, let's use this one. Let's use this one for explaining. See, as you all know that a head will be connected. A head will be, there will be two heads for this platter. So we are just talking about a single head, how it will be working. A head will be connected to a actuator arm and the head will be moving across these sectors. Head जो movement होगी, it will be back and forth. Back and forth means it can move from outwards to inwards and inwards to outwards. Its movement will be like this. Outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards. So head will be moving like this. Suppose आपका जो data है, it is in this sector, which is the one which is in white color. Your data is located over here. You want to read some data, it is located in this particular sector and this particular track. It means it is in the outermost track and this particular sector. And suppose your head is over here. आपका जो head है, it is moving over here. Your head movement is like this. Outwards to inwards, inwards to outwards. So when any request is there, the head moves from inwards to outward, outward to inward for locating in which particular track that data is located. But at the same time, because if the head comes over here to this track, still this is not the correct position, this is not the correct location where our data is lying. Head can just move like this. Now, for locating a particular sector, we need to rotate the disk. So head will be moving like this, and at the same time, the disk will be rotating. The disk will be rotating. So while the disk is rotating and when this particular sector comes over here, when the disk is rotating and this particular sector comes over here, the head will got to know that this is the desired location. Seek time was the time taken to position the head over the correct track, this one. And rotational latency is time taken by disk to rotate and bring this particular sector under the read-write head. Is it now clear? Okay, I'm repeating once again. Seek time is the time taken by head to identify the correct track, and rotational latency is time taken by the platter to rotate and bring the correct sector under the read-write head. Let's continue now. Now we were talking about average rotational latency. So the average rotational latency is 1/2 of the time taken for a full rotation. So whatever time will be taken for a full rotation, average rotational latency will be just half of that. And this is, we have a formula for calculating average rotational latency for a 15,000 RPM drive. So you need to calculate it that for 15,000 rotations can be done in 1 minute. How much rotations can be done in? What will be the time taken for one rotation? My question is, if in 1 minute 15,000 rotations are there, 15,000 rotations are being completed in 1 minute, how much time it would take for one rotation? It will not be 60 by 15,000, it will be 1 by 15,000, because we are talking about time, minutes only. Okay, if it is 15,000 rotations are being done in 1 minute, one rotation will be done in 1 by 15,000 minutes. in average rotational latency is half. Half means you need to multiply it with 1 by 2 or you need to multiply it with 0.5. And this is how we calculate average rotational latency in milliseconds. So what you will be doing, you will be multiplying 1 by 2 into 1 by 15,000. Calculate what you have got. I have written the formula over here. This is how you will be calculating average rotational latency. And I have already told you how we have got these values because 15,000 rotations are being. Let's go ahead now. Better understand it and altogether buffer or to cache. So this is internal. This buffer or to cache. So this is internal, and altogether they make the data transfer rate. Are we clear? As it's mentioned, internal transfer rate is the speed at which data move from platter surface to the internal buffer or to cache. So this is internal transfer rate. The rate at which the data is being transferred from HDA to the buffer, from disk platter, from the surface of the platter to the buffer. And external transfer rate is time taken to transfer from interface to HDA. So this is how we calculate data transfer rate. Now this is the question which we are having, which you need to find out. Average seek time is given as 5 millisecond. Disk rotation speed is given as 15,000 RPM. Transfer rate is also given, it's 40 Mbps. And if the average input output size of an application is 32 KB, calculate the disk service time. I have told you the formula for calculating disk service time, and it was seek time plus the rotational latency plus the transfer rate. You need to find out the values of all the three and then sum up those for calculating the total disk service time. Will you be able to do it? अच्छा, इस formula में you are supposed to use average rotational latency. Average rotational latency use करना. Take 2 minutes, try to find it out and tell me what is the answer. Buffer or to cache. And altogether this